tried to raise the roof at Cardiff's Millennium Stadium as Middlesbrough beat Bolton to win the Carling Cup, their first major trophy in 128 years of football. Today, the rest of Teesside gets the chance to salute the team that made history. This is Boro's Victory Parade. Welcome to the Riverside Stadium. We're outside the ground today, and everybody here, thousands of them, are waiting for the team to arrive after what has surely been the best bus ride Middlesbrough has ever seen. The bus has a very precious cargo on board, and I'm referring to that 43-year-old piece of silverware. Not really the millions of pounds worth of football talent that Steve Mclaren has assembled. Getting a grandstand view of it all is our man on the move, Simon O'Rourke.
Well, this is what it means to win the Cup. Just check out the amount of people from Middlesbrough who have come out this afternoon in not entirely the best weather to show their support for the team, the players, the management of Middlesbrough Football Club, who have brought home the first major trophy in the 128-year history of this proud football club. This is a real day for the town to show their thanks to the players, their appreciation for a fabulous day down in Cardiff last weekend. They're making it a fabulous day here on the streets of Middlesbrough this Sunday afternoon. The noise is deafening. There's thousands of people out. We're on Linthorpe Road now. We've been past the immortal home of Ayresome Park, and there's loads more still to come. Just look at those fans again. They are having some day out in Teesside.
Well, things just getting going now, but things have been going for hours for some of the fans here. These fans here have now been here since 10 o'clock this morning. Paul, what makes you come down at that time of day?
Oh, it's just looking forward to the fantastic atmosphere, all the fans coming down here. It's just going to be fantastic, especially when Steve Gibson lifts the trophy again. It's going to be amazing. It's
been a cold morning down here. Has it been worth it?
Absolutely freezing. The three of us have been here since 10:15 this morning. First one's here. Just can't wait for the rest to kick off.
Have you dyed your hair specially?
Yes, for the final last weekend. I was at Cardiff. Fantastic weekend again.
Dave, you're here as well. You were the second fan here, I'm told. Dave, did you ever dream of days like this back in 1986?
Dream about it yet, thinking it would ever come. It was always just a dream. And now it's here. We can't wait for Europe. We can't wait for more trophies to come. Steve Gibson has built this club up to what it is now, and hopefully we'll go on to strength to strength.
They say for Middlesbrough fans, you have to be used to disappointment. This is a club that would never win anything. You've won something now. How does it feel?
It feels absolutely fantastic. Can't believe that we've actually won one, and now we've just gone and get some more.
Here we are back on Linthorpe Road. The parade started Street, just near the old Ayresome Park ground. And the Borough's home for 92 years, from 1903 to 1995. They saw some promotions, they saw some great days under Jack Charlton. They did not see a trophy like this. They're on Linthorpe Road now. Of course, the club used to have one of its early grounds on Linthorpe Road. That was way back 1882 to 1903, before the club moved to Ayresome Park. Steve Mclaren there in pole position right at the front. He's had some difficult times when he first took over, a run of defeats, but they kept faith with him, and he has certainly delivered for Steve Gibson. So many thoughts will go to Steve Gibson, who was there in 1986 when the club actually threatened to go into extinction. He worked for 7 long years to get control of the shareholding, and then he could start his major rebuilding. And this is the moment that he was building towards, when Middlesbrough will have a cup to parade around the streets. Juninho there also enjoying getting a feel of it. Meanwhile, back here at the stadium, the fans are waiting for their team to arrive. Everybody's celebrating today. And of course, at 2 o'clock till around 3:45 last Sunday, Boro fans were going through an emotional mincer. Bolton against the Boro, well, it didn't have the glamour clubs in the billing, but when it came to the big day, the game was an absolute thriller. Johnson recovering from the goalkeeper.
And Jorkaev! Oh, good save, Mark Schwarzer. Lovely play by Juninho. Mendieta with a chance. One touch.
Well, I'm joined now by Graham Fordy, commercial manager of Middlesbrough Football Club. And Graham, we can see what this means to the fans. What does this mean to the football club?
Well, I think it means exactly the same. We all feel internally what the fans are feeling, and we're all, you know, just as happy as they are. It all began in '86 when we started to work during the summer to actually make sure professional football stayed in Middlesbrough and it didn't disappear. And the pressure has grown since then. The first couple of seasons, 2 promotions, and we felt maybe that silverware was going to come easier than it actually did. The game showed us what a severe and how hard it is to actually compete and win things. We've had a few setbacks. Steve took over in 1993 and was determined to get rid of that song that wherever we go they used to sing to us that we'd never won something all. And today, you know, that's what it's all about as far as we're concerned. We've got rid of the song and the opportunities now grow from there.
We always said this was a fantastic stage to play Premiership football, and now for the first time European football. What does that mean?
Oh, I think that, again, to the fans it means a lot, but to the club business-wise, it also gives us tremendous opportunities to increase our revenue and therefore provide Steve Mclaren with more finance to actually improve the team. We're looking forward to it. Obviously, the competition this year is quite unique, but if you can get through the first round, you're in a group of 5 and you get 4 games, 2 at home, 2 away. So we're looking forward to the challenge. The big hurdle is getting through that first round.
It's going to be an exciting ride for the fans. It's going to be an exciting journey for the football club.
Yeah, you know, in 1986 the challenge was there. Now there's a new chapter. You know, for 128 years we had to get rid of that tag that we'd never won anything. That's gone now. And as they say about buses, you stand and wait ages for one, and then after that they all come together. So let's hope all the honours follow very, very quickly.
Well, if last week was special, today even more so. But you get the feeling this is just the beginning.
Graham Fordy, they're talking about an exciting journey into Europe. This is a fairly exciting journey along Linthorpe Road towards Boro Road. I wonder how many of those fans were there at that Brighton game in round 2, and then they went to Wigan away. Next, of course, it was Everton at home. That was a goalless draw. That went to a thrilling penalty shootout. And then it was down to White Hart Lane to Spurs. 1-1 that finished. And again, another thrilling penalty shootout. And then, of course, the 2 semi-finals against Arsenal. Juninho a star in that one. Let's go back up to the bus and to Simon.
Well, this is Boro Road, and Boro Road in more senses than one today as well. Somebody with us on the media bus today, Eric Paler, who just about everyone here will have read your match reports in the Middlesbrough Evening Gazette. Were you expecting this?
Well, I was expecting a lot of people, obviously, but I mean, nothing like this. It's been absolutely incredible. I mean, everywhere they've been, it's been packed. People are shouting, screaming. You know, I'm shouting now. You can't hear yourself speaking. Absolutely incredible reception. I'm sure every one of the players will be moved deeply by this.
It does just show how much everybody wanted and needed to get that first trophy, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, everybody goes on about the 120 years we've never won anything, and at last we have. And I mean, this is not just enjoyment, this is relief as well, that something's been put to bed on Teesside. It's finally out of the way. The club, the team, and everybody, the whole town can move forward now with a lot more pride and a lot more respect.
And we've gone past the old Ayresome Park site as well. That'll obviously bring back a lot of memories for people. And when you think about what nearly happened 20 years ago, to be here now is really quite something.
Well, that's right. I mean, I just joined the Evening Gazette at the time that the club was in danger of going to the wall. So we had the liquidation threat, and then Ayresome Park's gone. But I mean, I did feel it was very poignant going past Ayresome Park. I mean, there've been big crowds everywhere, but there was a lot of people at Ayresome Park. And I think a lot of people felt, well, that's the cultural base, we'll go there. The oldies, maybe. But yeah, I mean, and the response everywhere, superb.
Well, Eric, you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Now we'll put back to the Riverside. And Roger.
Well, more shots there as we see the bus making its way through an absolutely packed town centre. They're heading towards the Riverside. We'll be there waiting for them to bring you all the speeches as well. Don't go away, we'll be right back. The massive cheer went up here at the Riverside, because as you can see, the fans have been waiting here so patiently, some of them for 5.5, 6 hours nearly, to get their first glimpse of the team as it comes across Shepherdson Way there. And you can see all the players themselves. Some of them have got cameras up there recording this historic moment for Middlesbrough Football Club. They're certainly going to arrive here in style. They've got mounted guards to bring them in there. And there's that cup. It's been getting an awful lot of waving up there. Famous green-handled trophy. First presented in 1961, the original League Cup trophy. There's been one or two others since. Aston Villa, the first team to win it. Boro, the latest, and certainly the proudest of them all. Going to make their way down in front of the main entrance here at the Riverside. Gareth Southgate, well, he's recording some pictures there, but surely the sight of him lifting that cup will be just about the most famous picture in Middlesbrough's 128-year history. A lot of the players have got their wives and families waiting for them here at the Riverside, looking out for them to give them a wave. Great reception from the fans who've been waiting so patiently, and perhaps the best news of all, the sun has even come out as well. It was bitterly cold early on. There have been some showers as well, and the players in their smart cup final suits on board will be delighted not to have ruined all the tailors' good work there. Well, the fans have been patient, but the fans have been in great mood. Let's see if we can get a reaction for one or two of them with Andy Kerr.
Well, Roger, the only word I can use to describe being down here is unbelievable. And now, ironically, I'm with the Duffy family, who have between them 128 years of experience watching Middlesbrough. Chrissy, tell me, what does it feel like to be here? How does it feel to be here?
Oh, brilliant!
You said to me, 60 years yourself watching the team. Tell me today, this must be all make it all worthwhile.
This is what we've been waiting for. 128 years we've waited. I'm not that old, but this is it. This is going to be one big party this afternoon.
I mean, just to explain, we're talking about your combined years watching the team. Everyone always thought Middlesbrough, a club that were never going to win anything. Yeah. Today, all your faith, worthwhile.
Well, you're born into your team, aren't you? And we thought with them up the road winning things down the years, we've never won anything. Now we're the best North East team.
They say the team up the road wins things. They haven't won anything for a long time. Your team has. How does it feel for Middlesbrough to be the side winning things this year?
It's just top of the world. Can't believe it. Hasn't even sunk in yet, I don't think.
And what about here? What's the atmosphere like today?
Unbelievable. It's just a great party day.
Roger.
A bottle of champagne in there that I'm going to crack up as soon as the team comes.
Roger, I guess that says it all, really. There's nothing I can add. Unbelievable.
The sunshine goes out.
There's the man who will go down in history as the first manager to bring a major piece of silverware to Middlesbrough Football Club. The first English manager to lift a major trophy since 1996. Brian Little in this competition with Aston Villa, and now I think he's going to say a few words to the supporters who've been waiting to hear from him. What a moment this must be for Steve Mclaren. That's if they'll let him speak.
Always wanted to do that. Everybody here, everybody who's followed us on that route, this is for you. "128 years. The club's waiting for this. The first time, you'll never forget it. And I'm sure I speak on behalf of the players and the staff who've just been on that coach all the way around Middlesbrough. The last 90 minutes I thought I couldn't get better than last Sunday. But that 90 minutes, seeing the faces, the smiles, the joy, the elation on everybody's faces will live with me certainly for the rest of my life. I thank you all for that. Just remember, you can go to any ground now and nobody will be able to say, you have won all. I'm sure you'll agree with me, this wouldn't be possible without the fantastic players behind, the full squad, everybody who's contributed to this. Most of all, and I mean it sincerely, there's been a lot of people we thank this week, and it's been an emotional week from last Sunday. We thank the chairman, we thank the players, we thank the club. The people behind the scenes have been fantastic. But most of all, this trophy, and I mean it sincerely, is for you people. And I hope you treasure it. I really hope this is just the beginning, the first of many. And next year, we're on this car park again, celebrating another trophy, because that'll be for you. Just before I hand over to the players, because they obviously want to say a few words in appreciation of today and what you've done for this club. Can I just have one last rendition and everybody join in, including the players, of Pigbag. Thank you.
Steve Mclaren, cheerleader now as well. And it might have been an emotional moment for one or two of those supporters, but they're all smiling now. This is their tune. Going to have to fill in a passport form. He'll be on his travels into Europe next year, and so will a lot of these fans as well. You can see that bus is absolutely jumping. Oh, Steve Mclaren there. Still speaking, and now going to hand it over to his skipper, Gareth Southgate. What a tremendous buy he's been for the club as well. A lot of the players have got their families with them on there. Gareth trying to get a word in.
Could I just say, am I speaking on behalf of all the players, or are they all having a go? I think one or two people here said, you wait and see this town if we win something. And we thought, oh yeah. Well, absolutely incredible. Middlesbrough, fantastic. Middlesbrough Football Club, Middlesbrough the town, Middlesbrough the people, you are now winners.
Single speak half the time.
I think we just all want to say last Sunday at Cardiff was an incredible, emotional day for everybody, and I didn't think that could be even close to coming match, but driving along Linthorpe Road and then coming into the stadium here was memories that will live with all of the players here and everybody, the coaching staff, for the rest of their lives. So we just want to say thanks ever so much, and we hope we can do it again. Cheers.
What a signing Southgate has been. A lot of Premiership managers looking around and wondering just how he slipped the net when he was available from Aston Villa. Steve Mclaren made him the mainstay of his rebuilding work, and he's just made an outstanding contribution to the club.
An amazing reception when you walked out yourself. How does it feel when the fans chant your name and cheer as you come out?
It's unbelievable. I always said it's the best support that I have in my career. So my relationship with Middlesbrough was wonderful since I came the first time here. So it's still very good, and I hope to play well and give some ground for them.
And just finally, who's this you got with you?
That's my little girl, Bruna.
I'm sure one day she'll look back at this tape and she'll be very proud.
Exactly, yeah. I think she understands a little bit now, but she will understand when she's growing up.
Well, what an afternoon we've had on Teesside. A tremendous tour of the town, and then great scenes back here at the Riverside. 128 years they've been waiting for a day like this, and there is a massive feeling here that the wait will be an awful lot shorter next time. Anyway, it's next stop Europe for the Boro from the Riverside Stadium on a historic day for the club. Goodbye.